Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a review of the Waves CLA Nx 3D Audio Space Reference Plugin. This is the one that Chris Lord LG released not too long ago. I'm pretty excited. I have high hopes for this one. I've used the Nashville Ocean Way plugin last year. I did a mix on it and it was pretty cool. It's very interesting. So we're going to check this one out and see. So if you're not familiar what this is or how this works, this is a plugin that you put on your master bus and it allows you to use headphones to mix your music instead of speakers. And the concept is it's going to create an emulation of a properly treated room. And in this case, this is Chris Lord Alge's personal mixing space. So this is really cool. 3D audio is a very fascinating thing because it's not like surround sound. It's not like having a bunch of speakers and you're reliant on the speaker setup. It's actually using software that's going to use algorithms to kind of determine on how our brains interpret the sound, if that makes sense. So for example, if I turn my head to the right, my left ear is going to get the sound first. But it knows that because the size of my head, that sound is traveling through my skull. So it's going to delay that just a little bit and maybe EQ it enough to kind of emulate that kind of effect. And it also knows the space, so it's going to start to emulate those reflections. And depending on where your ear is, it's going to treat it differently. The result is you get the sensation that you're mixing in a different environment. Your brain doesn't know the difference. So when you first open your plugin, it's going to open up this head tracker software, which is just like a machine learning AI software that's going to track my head in real space. And you can see as I move my head around on the camera, it is moving back and forth in the plugin. So that's how it's kind of giving me a reference of where my head is. I can calibrate it if I click on this button here. If you really want to get exact, you could use a measuring tape and just kind of measure your head out. Let's see, I'll just I think I did this correctly. Let's see. So my head is roughly 23 inches. 23. And from ear to ear, I think that sounds right. And then from ear to ear, it is 12 and a half. 12.5. Cool. There's also a section where you can select your headphones. In my case, I'm using the Sennheiser 280 Pros. And I think we're ready. So I'm going to record a little bit and move my head around so you can hear what's going on. So let me go over the controls a little bit so you can get a sense of how this is laid out. And this is very similar to how the other ones are laid out as well. So if you try the Ocean Ways or if you try the Abbey Road one, it's the same kind of setup. So the first section is the studio monitor section, and this just kind of gives you the different kind of reference speakers that Chris Lord LG uses. So the first one is the NS10s with the sub, the CLA 10s. Yeah, let's go through them and see. Switch to the mains, which are the big Ocean Way speakers. Let's go back to, let's hear the difference again. It's pretty cool. Mains. If you want to use the ambient section, you can stand farther back in the room if you want, get a sense of bigger space. Boombox. Switch around quickly. Kind of cool. You can adjust the level if you want. So if you need to cut back on your output. Now, if you don't want to use the head tracking software, you could manually rotate if you want. So last year, a friend of mine, we released a single, and it was just one of those things we recorded at our house. He did his vocals, I did the music here, and then I did the mixing here. Now, I don't have a mixing studio. Well, I do now, but I didn't then. Basically, I was mixing in my bedroom on my laptop. To make it work, I ended up using the CLA Nx plugin, and it was really nice. For one, I'm not a big headphones person. I don't like mixing on headphones. I find my ears get fatigued really quick, and I think a lot of it is because you have left, right, and there's really no cross. You don't get that sense of space. So something like this, which does create a sense of space, just makes it a lot more interesting, a lot more pleasurable to mix, if that makes sense. If you're in an environment that has noise restrictions and you have to use headphones, something like this could really up your game when it comes to mixing. So I totally recommend checking out the NX series. I haven't messed around with the Abbey Road one yet, which is definitely on my list, but so far from what I heard of this one, I'm really excited. I love the CLA Nashville NX plugin. I think it was a really good investment. So if you're in an environment that's hard to mix in, or if you have to mix in headphones, this is definitely an investment I recommend. Anyways, thank you very much. Take care.